This is the giant chicken escape room. It's full of traps, puzzles, unexpected turns, and most importantly, chicken. I spawned into the first room and went right to work. This room was surprisingly barren though. There's a bed in the corner and a bedrock block up in the air out of reach. I decided the bed would be a great place to start looking, and boom, underneath was a chest hiding from me. I tried to quickly check what was on top of the raised bedrock, but jumping normally didn't really help me see anything. So I walked over to the bed and tried climbing up onto that first, then jumping to see if I could see further, and lo and behold, a pressure plate was sitting on top of the block. I wasn't reaching that, so it was time to check out what was in that chest. At this point, I couldn't tell if this was a joke. Opening the chest revealed a stack of eggs and a note that read, "Good luck." I always appreciated a good luck, especially if I was gonna need it. And subscribe, never a bad idea. Be able to check out how I escape all of these amazing escape room maps. So let's see, grab the chest as well. The chest and the bed were not gonna get me up to the pressure plate. And that's when, like the eggs I had to throw, it hit me. I needed to spawn a chicken and have it land on that pressure plate if I wanted any chance of escaping this room. This was it. 16 attempts to get a chicken to spawn. That's all I had. First few shots, nothing. The pressure was slowly starting to escalate. See what I did there? Funny. Anyway. 6, 7, no, 8, 9 to the floor. No! All right, come on. Give me luck. A few more throws and things were looking dire. I was down to 4 eggs. Certainly a chicken would spawn then, right? I mean, I'd already thrown 12, right? 2. If this egg didn't do it, I'd fail to escape at the very first room. All right, here it goes. Last egg. Yes! Yes! You got a little pal to chill with you now. And there we have it. After a gut-wrenching finale, I was on to the next room. I'd made my way into the second room only to find a different kind of puzzle. This one, I assume, would be testing my memory. There were 4 redstone lamps, each unlit with a button on the front. There was also a button that said push when ready, but I wasn't ready, so I spent a little time looking around the room and found a few chests hidden behind the prismarine. Well, let's see what's in the chest first. The first chest I found had a bow and a message to like the video. Never a bad idea, honestly, because you're gonna like how I get out of these prisons. The other chest held a stack of arrows, which gave me everything I was gonna need to start shooting at some lamps. I pushed the button and the lamps began lighting up. I watched the pattern and fired the arrows back. 3, 2, 1, 4. And nothing. I must have messed up somewhere. Hitting a button again, the same pattern was spit back out at me, but this time with an extra number? I reset again and more lamps began lighting up. No matter how I shot the lights, they just kept blinking in a similar but different pattern. 3, 1. Well, now I messed up with the miss. All right, reset, easy. Did 2 light up? 3, 1, 4, 2. No, 2. Come on. Please hit it. My big brain brute forced those lamps like no tomorrow. It was all according to my plan, and the next step of this plan was to go to the next room. This room was a stark change in scenery. Grass, 2 pens, and the door easily visible ahead. One of the pens contained a silly chicken named Heavy Hen, and the other pen had a pressure plate inside. Deciding to investigate further, I stood on the pressure plate. Boom. Door opened, easy peasy, room done. But the second I stepped off, closed. I immediately started to manhandle the chicken, trying to get it over to the pressure plate. The key to getting out laid within this chicken. I started with the push method, but that wasn't working out too well for me. And that's when it hit me. Wait, the room is filled with grass. Breaking a couple of pieces of grass eventually landed me some seeds, and I was able to get the Heavy Hen closer to the pen, but it was a stubborn chick that just wouldn't go in. After some more pushing and even bargaining with the wheat, the Heavy Hen got the door open for me, and with room 3 completed, I was off to the next room. Room 4 was a big change of pace. I was dropped inside of a mini prison. Is this some kind of Inception? I'm in a prison inside of a prison? Haha, very funny. Initially, it genuinely looked like there was absolutely no way out of this. I was looking everywhere. It wasn't until I decided to give F5 a go that I saw it. A button with barely any pixels in view. Pushing it freed me from my containment from the rest of the room, in which I saw quite an odd but very fitting pixel art. 2 chickens. Something was weird about the pixel art, but the sheep in the corner of the room wouldn't stop yelling at me, so I approached it. And there was literally nothing special about this Richard II. It was just a sheep. Turning around, however, I noticed a chest on top of the doorway and darted straight for it. Inside the chest there were 4 things. A warning about Richard I, coal, 2 raw iron, and a furnace. Clearly, this meant it was smelting time. Before though, I gave the room one more look-see and didn't find anything. So, smelting it was. I waited for the iron to smelt and decided to give this pixel art another look over. It was strange. 2 identical chickens, or were they? See, the chicken on one side was missing 1 single block, and it looked to me like a white block of wool was exactly what this picture needed to be completed. I was a bit worried that I'd messed up with the iron, but I was just gonna stick it out. Once the iron finished smelting, I threw together a set of shears and made quick work of Richard's wool, giving me the blocks I needed to complete the chicken and finally open the door. Room 5 was an abomination of a creation, absolutely unholy. This arrow parkour was the worst thing I'd experienced in this prison yet. This was torture. Alright, just gotta take it slow, wait for the arrow. Boing, boing, come on, easy. No! No, no, no! My stuff's all down there. I guess I gotta just hope that I'm not gonna need... Come on! Alright, just do the... And that was an easy miss. Alright, come on. Jump, jump, hop, 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 head, hit it. Oh, no, no, I had it! I was there! I was actually there. Alright, well, that beats my idea of possibly aiming for the water. I didn't want to point it... Jump, bounce, 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 don't! Careful, do, bounce. Yes! That's not the end! I'd finally done it. I'd beaten the parkour after... I don't know how many tries. I'd figured that'd be all there was to the challenge, but at the end of the parkour was something just as fun as parkour, a dropper. Oh, but Donny, how's a dropper difficult? I'll tell you, it's not just some regular dropper. First, you have to fall in slow motion, similar to a chicken, due to the water. Secondly, it's multiple areas to drop to, and selecting the wrong one just leads you back to the start. This takes time. This one? No. No! I have to the parkour again? I'm so glad there's a checkpoint. Alright. I'm getting better. Stupid hop. I did that to myself. I'm pretty sure I was about to try the top left one. So let's make it through. Alright, make it through. Top left. But I'd done it. I'd overcome the adversity. It was time to move on to the next room, and I could almost smell the exit to this chicken prison. Room 6, and of course, it's a massive maze. Right at the start, I'm presented with 5 pathways that all look exactly the same. I'm trying to think. I guess, left, I guess. I'll hug left. So one thing I like is either in a maze, you either hug a right wall or a left wall. And for this time, I'm gonna go left. And I followed down the left pathway. As I began taking the route though, I found another more chicken maze and noticed seeds along the ground. Pumpkin seeds? Melon seeds. I want to think it's melon seeds, so I'm gonna follow the melon path first. I can always go back and fall. Oh, well that just looped around to the pumpkin path. I tried to think about what kind of seeds chickens liked. Wheat was obvious, but was there another that I needed to figure out? And so I took the melon path and it just spit back out at the pumpkin path. I was confused, but took another pumpkin seed path that led me to the wheat. Following it accidentally backwards, I was at the start again. This time, ready to follow the wheat path, and lucky for me, I'd been overthinking the whole thing. The wheat led me right on to the last room of the prison. Yeah, alright, on to the 7th room. This was it. This looked like the final room I needed to complete to escape. An empty glass cage with dispensers and hoppers. This was looking to be quite the odd setup. I immediately began investigating the pressure plates on the floor. It seemed to make the dispenser shoot fire out. Weird. The second pressure plate is where things changed. The moment I set foot on it, wham! A chicken spawned and a timer began. I quickly started to piece together what I had to do. I had to light the chickens on fire, but for what? I made my way over to the second pressure plate and watched the chicken roast. It dropped cooked chicken which fed into the hopper. I had to keep at it. I needed to fill the hopper up with chicken, but how much? And with time slowly ticking away, no time for questions. Don, just do it. Come on. All right, chicken, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't feel like I've used a fourth of my time, and it also feels like that's not a lot of time, but it also feels like a lot of time, if that makes sense. All right, especially if they're on their hoppers. All right, that's not enough. All right, time is still ticking. All right, just a few more chickens. We'll go for another 5, maybe, hopefully. You know, how many chickens does a man need to cook? It's still not enough. There's nothing I'm missing. This has to be right. I'm not wasting time, right? I don't need to parkour. All right, I'm gonna just spawn more chickens. At this point, I really need to. There's no button. I'll figure out what to do. Well, I hope this is what I meant to do. I'm wasting more of my hunger. I could use some of that chicken. All right, it's like 5, 6, 5, 6. This is gonna be enough. Ready? Finally heard a noise and saw the timer stop. I guess I'd filled the containers with enough chicken to sate whatever sadistic entity was responsible for this challenge. The door opened, and I was free at last. And that's another prison down. You know you can't keep me in here. Easy peasy, nothing to it. And did it? Oh, it did. It gave me another elytra. So let's fly on out of here. Free from the chicken prison. It's no problem. I mean, ducks are easily superior than chickens. And that's the word of Donny the duck. I'd done it. I'd escaped the chicken prison my friend had told me was impossible and made it out smelling like freshly cooked fried chicken. If you want to see me escape more prisons, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications via the bell. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day.